Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Dallas Cowboys and the entire NFC. There's a lot of buzz swirling around the possibility of a blockbuster trade that could reshape our secondary, boost our chances in the playoffs, and maybe even give us the edge needed to finally bring home another Vince Lombardi. And the main name in this rumor mill? Xavier McKinney, the talented safety from the Green Bay Packers. Now I know what you're thinking, McKinney. Isn't he currently with the Packers? Well, yes, but sources whisper that the Packers might be open to trading him, and the Cowboys are definitely kicking tires on this one. And honestly, this makes sense when you look at where both teams are and what they need. The Packers, sitting at a pretty decent 7-3-1 record, are facing some difficult choices. Their defense, while solid in stretches, has been leaking points, averaging about 21. 5 points allowed per game, and with a cap space of around $12 million, they're in a tricky spot. They've been rebuilding their offensive line, trying to give Jordan Love more protection, and are eyeing some key additions at wide receiver and in the secondary. The recent struggles, including allowing 3.0 sacks per game, have pushed them to consider trading some of their assets to free up cap space and accelerate the rebuild. Now, one of those assets could very well be Xavier McKinney, a player who, since he was drafted in 2020, has established himself as one of the premier safeties in the league. McKinney, a former All-Pro and a key figure in New York Giants' defense before he moved to the Packers, has been a game-changer when healthy. Over his 6-year career, he's amassed over 300 solo tackles, 12 interceptions, 8 forced fumbles, and 15 sacks. His PFF grade consistently hovers around the high 80s, with coverage ratings nearing 90, and he's known for his ability to make plays all over the field. Last season, he racked up 11 games, 40 solo tackles, 25 assists, and even chipped in with an interception and a couple of forced fumbles. His YAC allowed is just 40 yards per catch, a stat that shows how rare it is for receivers to gain extra yards after catching against him. What makes McKinney such a perfect fit for the Cowboys is his versatility. He can play deep center field, cover tight ends, and even blitz effectively. His ability to elevate a secondary is well documented. He's a playmaker who can generate turnovers, and that's something the Cowboys have always valued highly. With Trevon Diggs being out for the season due to his concussion and IR stint, the need for a proven safety who can step in and immediately elevate the unit is critical. McKinney's presence would immediately upgrade our secondary, giving us a more aggressive, ball-hawking defense that can handle the NFC's top offenses. Now, a key part of this rumor revolves around the Cowboys' draft picks, especially the 2026 first-rounder. The idea is that Dallas could offer a future first-round pick to the Packers in exchange for McKinney. That's a significant price, but if you consider the potential upgrade in our secondary and the impact on our playoff chances, it might be worth it. Plus, the Cowboys have a strong draft capital pipeline, and a first-round pick in 2026 would be a valuable asset to bolster our roster long-term. It's a strategic move, especially if it means boosting our defense for a Super Bowl push. Some insiders suggest that Packers GM Brian Gutekunst, who's been rebuilding the roster with a focus on youth and cap flexibility, might see value in trading McKinney for a high pick. The Packers are also working on an offensive line rebuild, and with Jordan Love developing nicely, they might prioritize protecting him and adding more weapons on offense. But losing McKinney would be a blow to their secondary, which has historically been a strength. The trade could be a strategic move for Green Bay, especially if they believe they're not in playoff contention this season or if they want to accumulate more draft capital to speed up their rebuild. As for the Cowboys, acquiring a player like McKinney would be a huge boost, not just for the current season but for the future. His leadership, playmaking ability, and football IQ are off the charts. We've seen how much a good safety can change the dynamic of a defense. Think back to how players like Micah Parsons or Trevon Diggs can elevate the entire unit. McKinney's addition would complement our existing talent and give us a versatile core capable of shutting down the league's top offenses. It would also give us a safety tandem that's more balanced, with Lewis providing depth and experience, while McKinney brings that aggressive, ball-hawking style that can turn the tide of a game. And let's not forget, this move could have a ripple effect on our entire team. For starters, it would allow us to be more aggressive in coverage, especially against tight ends and slot receivers, which have been a challenge at times this season. It could also help Prescott by reducing the pressure on him, knowing that the backend is more reliable. Plus, with the defensive metrics reflecting a grade of around 86. 5 now a jump to over 92 with McKinney in the lineup would be huge. Our big plays allowed per game might drop, and turnovers could increase, something we desperately need if we're to make a deep playoff run. Of course, some fans are cautious, questioning whether the Cowboys should give up a future first-round pick for a safety. But if you look at the big picture, the potential to elevate our defense to a top-tier status, the chance to make serious noise in January, and the possibility of contending for that elusive Super Bowl, this move starts to make a lot of sense. Historically, having a strong, ball-hawking safety has been a hallmark of championship teams. Think about the great defenses that have hoisted Lombardis, players like Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu. Those safeties made plays that defined seasons. McKinney has that kind of potential, and adding him to our roster could be the missing piece. Now imagine the impact on our upcoming playoff games. With McKinney in the fold, Prescott's deep throws could become more accurate and less risky. His turnover margin might improve, giving us more scoring opportunities. Our third down defense, which has been a concern at times, could see a boost of around 15%, increasing our chances to get off the field and sustain drives. The PFF grades for our defense could skyrocket from their current 86. 5 to over 92, and that kind of upgrade could be the difference in a tight game. Plus, our ability to shut down big plays, allowing just 12 per game, would be reinforced by McKinney's knack for disrupting passes and making tackles in space. Looking further ahead, this trade could be the foundation of a Cowboys dynasty. A safety like McKinney, with his ability to generate turnovers and cover ground, is a cornerstone piece. It's not just about the immediate impact, but about building a defense that can dominate for years. If the Cowboys can lock him in with a long-term deal, they'd have a linchpin in the secondary that rivals the best in the league. And of course, this move would send a message to the rest of the league. Dallas is serious about competing now and for the future. Now, circling back to the big picture, the odds of us winning the Super Bowl have already improved due to this potential acquisition. From around plus 3,000 to plus 1,500, according to DraftKings, our chances of lifting the Lombardi are getting better. Our X factor in the playoffs, it's now a plus 0.33 EPA per clutch play, and our chances of clinching the NFC title have increased to about 28%. These are significant shifts, and they show that adding a player like McKinney isn't just a splash move but a calculated step toward greatness. In conclusion, this isn't just a rumor or idle speculation. It's a strategic move that could define the Cowboys' season. Xavier McKinney's talent, combined with our existing core, could unlock a new level of defensive excellence, help us contain the league's best offenses, and ultimately put us in the best position to chase that trophy once again. The Packers might be skeptical. They have their reasons. But for Dallas, this is a golden opportunity. We've been close before, but with this kind of upgrade, we could finally take that final step. This season could be the one where the stars align, and McKinney could be the missing piece to our Super Bowl puzzle. We're on the cusp, Cowboys Nation, and it's exciting to imagine what's next. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Would you be thrilled to see Xavier McKinney donning the star? Do you think it's the right move to push us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. This is the kind of move that could define our season, and I can't wait to see what you all think. As always, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news, because this team is just getting started, and the best is yet to come.